The 5 biggest mistakes you're making outside of the gym that is killing your gains. Odds are if you are making any one of these 5 mistakes, you are hurting your gains, lowering your testosterone, and you're not going to see the progress that you ultimately want to see when it comes to your physique. And for so long in my life, I was making one of these 5 mistakes, if not all 5 of these mistakes, and I didn't know why my physique wasn't at the level that I wanted it to be. And the very first mistake that I was making, and that you might be making as well, is having an out of line circadian rhythm, okay? This is literally the most important one that I noticed in myself, because whenever my circadian rhythm was not in line in the past, my lifts were not the same. I didn't feel as strong. I felt low testosterone. I didn't feel the want to talk to women, to go out into the world, to be social, right? Circadian rhythm just makes up so much for you, and this is why you have to just have it in line. I know it requires discipline, and I know it is difficult, and every single night you might want to go out, you might want to stay up watching Netflix, you might want to beat your meat, but whatever the case may be, what you need to do in order to stay in line with your circadian rhythm every single night is set a bedtime alarm. This is going to help you stay disciplined when it comes to your circadian rhythm, right? You know the importance of it, right? It regulates so much. It regulates your energy levels, your mood, your serotonin levels. So many different things come from your circadian rhythm, and that is why it's so essential to be in line with it. Humans decades, millions of years ago and things like that, they were always in line with their circadian rhythm. Whenever the sun went down, they went to sleep. And whenever the sun came up, they woke up. It was just natural for them. And this is how it must be with you. So in order for you to get in line with your circadian rhythm, the best thing you can do is set a bedtime alarm and go to bed at the same time every single day. You also want to wake up at the same time every single day, but if you sleep in for like 30 more minutes, it's not that big of a deal. But setting the bedtime alarm 30 minutes before you have to go to sleep is the number one most important thing for staying in line with your circadian rhythm, right? Think about all of the stuff that happens late at night that is bad, that is no good. That is why you want to set your bedtime alarm, because you avoid so much of that stuff. So many dopamine pleasure-seeking activities happen at night. Smoking weed, drinking alcohol, watching porn, partying, drugs, different things like that, they typically all happen late at night, and this is why you want to set a bedtime alarm. And then also you're going to be in line with your circadian rhythm. Obviously, being in line with your circadian rhythm is just so important when it comes to optimizing your hormones. Your body produces the most testosterone when it is in deep and REM sleep, and if you are lacking those two areas, it's because your circadian rhythm is off. And so if your circadian rhythm is off, your testosterone is going to be lower. So this is why it's so important to set that bedtime alarm and stick to it every single night. The other thing that is so important and you must watch out for is diet. But specifically, you have to be watching out for what you buy at the grocery store, okay? This is the biggest killer for a lot of guys, because what they buy at the grocery store is bullshit, right? Pasta, cake, cookies, bread, processed food. Different foods like that are going to kill your testosterone. You're not going to be able to build muscle and burn fat, and your gains are just going to be trash, right? A lot of people think, oh, I'm bulking, I can eat whatever I want. That is not true. If you want to have high energy, if you want to have high mood, and you want to have increased testosterone, you have to be more disciplined with what goes in your mouth and ultimately with what you buy from the grocery store, okay? So this is why this is number 2, because a lot of people, most of their stuff that they buy from the grocery store is not good. And then additionally, whatever you buy from the grocery store, you're going to eat, right? Whatever is in your house, you're going to end up eating. So this is why it's so important to know what you need to get at the grocery store, which I'm going to break down. But what you buy from the grocery store is killing your gains, because if you are not buying the foods I'm going to break down, you are messing up. Because if you really think about it, only about 5 to 10% of your meals are going to come from eating out, right? You're only going to eat out about 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 meals if you're really balling, but still, that doesn't even make up for 80% of the meals that you're going to eat over the week. Think about it. If you're eating 3 meals every single day, 21 meals, and only 2 or 3 of them are coming from going out to eat, that is only about 10% of the meals you're eating. So the rest of the food you're getting is going to be from the grocery store. And if you are not making the gains you want to see, then this is the main reason why, because what you buy from the grocery store is bullshit. So what you need to be buying from the grocery store, instead of cake, instead of cookies, instead of snacks, instead of bread, pasta, these different type of foods that I used to buy from the grocery store, what you need to be buying is red meat, so ground beef or eggs, ground beef or steak, eggs, rice, fruits, salmon. Seafood is good too, but I really just like to go out and eat seafood. If I go out to eat, that's typically what I get. So you can be getting shrimp, or scallops are really good, oysters as well. They are very high in omega-3s and have a great amount of good healthy fats that are going to increase your testosterone. And then additionally, another thing that you can get is potatoes, right? Another good source of carbs. Anything outside of this, I would really not touch. right? Chicken is okay depending on where you're getting it from, but a lot of the time chicken just has no micronutrients, and therefore it's not going to increase your testosterone, and you're going to get no nutrient value from the foods that you're eating if you're just eating chicken all the time. So red meat, eggs, rice, fruits, salmon, shrimp, potatoes, scallops, oysters, these are all foods that are going to really, really increase your testosterone and have you looking your best, have you feeling your best, and have you having the ability to always be making progress in the gym. Number 3 is very interesting, and it is something that I experimented with myself, and I sought out to see if it was really true. And number 3 is going to be beating your meat. Beating your meat is going to kill your gains. And the reason why beating your meat is going to kill your gains is because after you beat your meat and you release your semen, which is your life force, what happens is you release prolactin. And what prolactin does, it basically makes you docile. It makes you weak, right? It makes you not want to do anything, makes you not want to move. It lowers your motivation, it lowers your drive, right? You want to have that drive, you want to have that motivation to take that extra step and to be always making gains, right? This is a reason why people hit plateaus, because they don't have that extra ounce of juice. Beating your meat is going to kill that extra juice that you need to increase your lifts, to get stronger, to have that motivation, to have that drive. Not only is beating your meat going to increase your dopamine levels, and therefore it's going to be hard for you to have motivation, have drive in the gym, but it's also going to release your literal life force. Think about your semen. It can literally create a child. It can create a human being. There are so many nutrients, so many different things in your semen that are so important for life itself. And if you keep it and hold on to it and put it into your lifts, put it into your workouts, and transmute that energy into your life, you're going to be ahead of literally everybody, right? So beating your meat is something that you got to look out for, right? Your seed is your life force, okay? So you got to stop wasting it on pixels, on things that don't matter, right? And if you are really addicted and you are really stuck, click the link below and book a call with me. But additionally, just go 24 hours without it. That is your first challenge. If you are seriously addicted, 24 hours without it. And once you understand you can go 24 hours without it, now you can get longer times. It's not about doing cold turkey right away. You got to do baby steps, right? And so when it comes to your gains, I noticed this for me, right? Whenever I'd be with a chick or whenever I beat my meat and I'd go work out the next day, my lifts would be weaker. I wouldn't feel as strong. I wouldn't feel as motivated, right? That feeling you get after the gym where you feel really good, you feel strong, you feel like, you know, you're in shape. After the gym, after beating my meat, I'd feel just weak, docile, and be like super, super tired, right? And now when I'm holding on to my seed, when I'm, you know, really, really, really doing it for a long time, I feel like after the gym, I'm motivated. I want to do more work. I want to get better. I want to talk to women, different things like that. That extra energy and that extra juice is what's going to keep you going and keep you pushing through those plateaus, right? If you are always hitting plateaus, try not doing this for a long period of time, and you're going to have that extra juice. You're going to have that extra drive within you to be able to push through your lifts, push through your plateaus, and get stronger. Number 4 is overtraining. It's very logical to think that the more you go to the gym, the more gains you're going to see. And it's very smart to think that if I put in more effort, I'm going to get a better reward. But sometimes the lines are a little blurred, right? If you've been going to the gym 7 days a week, lifting heavy every single week, you are overtraining and you are going to raise your cortisol levels, okay? So this is why number 4 is killing your gains. Overtraining, right? After college and the last year of my college years, I really just thought going to the gym 7 times a week was the best thing that I could do. I felt like it was the best for my mental health, and I felt like I could make so much progress if I was going 7 times a week. But then I was doing it, and I had a plan, and I had a program, and I was sticking to it, doing it 7 times a week. And I just noticed I'd feel tired. I wasn't really making the gains that I wanted to see. I feel like I was burning so many calories when I needed to bulk, right? It was just hard for me to really make progress when I was training that much. I was doing too much, and my cortisol was probably super high from overtraining, and I also didn't have the right diet at the time, right? So overtraining is going to raise your cortisol. And if you want to have high testosterone, you want to have lower cortisol. Cortisol and testosterone have an inverse relationship, right? So the higher your cortisol is, the lower your testosterone is going to be. And so this is why you got to avoid overtraining, right? I'm not saying never go to the gym. I'm not saying take days off all the time. What I'm saying is you shouldn't be going more than 5 or 6 days a week, especially lifting, right? If you want to go outside, go for a walk, that is how you lower your cortisol, right? And you should be doing that every single day, regardless of if you're training or not. But if you are in there lifting 7 times a week, heavy, going hard, you are overtraining and you are putting yourself at risk for injury, right? And that is really going to kill your gains, right? Your risk for injury is going to go up. And that's going to kill your gains in general, right? Imagine you getting injured. For a while, you're not going to be able to train, you're not going to be able to do anything, and that is really going to kill your gains. So you got to be careful with overtraining. You don't want to have that risk for injury. You don't want to have that spike in cortisol too much. If that's going to lower your testosterone. So watch out for overtraining, right? When I was lifting 7 times a week, I really thought I was going to make progress, but the opposite was happening. So another thing that is killing your gains, and it probably ties into every single thing that we talked about today, and that is the modern lifestyle. And you might be asking, well, why is the modern lifestyle bad? How am I contributing to the modern lifestyle? And I'm going to give you multiple reasons as to why, right? If you were to look at a testosterone chart from the 1950s, 1940s till now, you would see that testosterone has gone down significantly, right? It's just a line that goes just like this, right? If you looked at a graph, it would go just like this. Okay, and the reason why is it's because of the modern lifestyle. If you think about it, 50, 60, 70, 80 years ago, people were still hunting for their food. They were getting 100% natural clean. If you think about it, 50, 60, 70 years ago, people were hunting for their food. They were outside all day. They weren't inside on their phones, watching porn, scrolling social media, right? That was really just not a thing back then. And that is the reason why testosterone levels are so low now. It is because of the modern lifestyle. And additionally, a lot of the modern lifestyle also has a lot of chemicals in it. If you think about the water that we drink today, it just has so many chemicals, so many BPAs, and so much bad stuff in there that is killing your testosterone, and it's making you infertile. Okay, and another thing is you gotta watch out for anything that you put on your skin, right? So many of these new body washes, colognes, hairsprays, shampoos, conditioners, different things like that, they have very harsh chemicals in them. And whatever you put on your skin is just gonna absorb. So your body's gonna absorb it and it's gonna go right into your bloodstream. And so if you're putting chemicals on your body, you are getting them in your bloodstream and it's gonna cause your testosterone levels to tank. This is why the modern lifestyle has caused testosterone levels to significantly decrease. Okay, so this is why you must watch out for the stuff you are putting on your skin and the stuff you are putting in your body, and also the stuff that you are watching, right? If you are watching porn, if you are watching YouTube, if you are inside all day, you're never out into the sun, your testosterone is going to be low. It's going to be low, and the reason why is because you're not getting sunlight, you're not getting vitamin D, and then additionally your dopamine is going to be so high, your motivation is going to be so low. Okay, so that is why you got to watch out for the modern lifestyle, okay? There are multiple things you need to watch out for, right? Whatever you put on your skin is number one. Whatever you are eating and putting on your skin, you got to watch out for and make sure there are no harsh chemicals in there, or else your testosterone is going to decrease, and so is your sperm count, okay? And that is not something you want. Whatever you put on your skin is going to be absorbed into your body and go into your bloodstream, right? So this is what you need to look out for. Body washes, shampoos, conditioners. Make sure you're getting 100% natural ingredients and stuff that is not going to kill your tests, stuff that is not going to kill your hormones, right? You need to look out for this, and you need to start reading ingredient labels and making sure there's no sunflower seed oils, soybean oils, harsh chemicals, parabens, sulfates. None of that stuff is stuff you want to put in your hair, your body, your skin, on your balls, right? A lot of people, they are walking around with underwear with plastic, right? Plastic underwear. You are just killing your testosterone levels if you are wearing plastic underwear. Okay, so that's another thing you got to watch out for. Your clothes, right? The clothes that I'm wearing right now probably have BPAs in them because this is not cotton. You want to be wearing 100% cotton clothes, and then additionally, you got to be careful with anything you put on your skin. Make sure there are no chemicals that are being put on your skin, and make sure you are eating stuff that has no chemicals, right? A good test for this is whatever you put on your skin, can you eat it, right? So a lot of the stuff that I use is things like beef tallow, coconut oil, because you can literally eat that and nothing bad would happen. Okay, so you gotta watch out for anything you're putting on your skin. Whatever your skincare routine is, you gotta watch out for that too. Make sure you're just using ice, beef tallow, and 100% natural ingredients. And then additionally, clean your water, right? You should be drinking either spring water or reverse osmosis water, because the water that we drink today is just bullshit, right? There's so many BPAs, there's so many chemicals floating around in that water, and that is really gonna kill your tests and kill your sperm count, okay? So the modern lifestyle you gotta look out for. And part of the modern lifestyle is watching porn, being inside all day, on your computer all day, on your laptop all day. Get outside. You got to get vitamin D if you want to have higher testosterone. And the modern lifestyle is going to kill your gains. If you have low testosterone, you're not going to have gains, okay? So thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video all the way through. I will see you guys on the next video. And if you would like someone to make you a one-on-one custom coaching program to take your physique, to take your testosterone to the next level, click the link in the bio, and I will see you guys on the next one.